UFC signs a 7.7 billion. That's with a B, y'all.
Why is he sniffing his finger?
It's good for Dana. It's good for TKO. It's good for the shareholders. This is all bad for the fighters. But remember, more exposure doesn't mean more money.
You idiots! Hit the like and subscribe. It's official. Pay-per-views are dead. The Pirates have won. Are you ready for this? The UFC has moved to Paramount Plus. That's right. No more pay-per-views. The UFC has signed a deal with Paramount, CBS, and their content will be exclusively over there. So next year, starting 2026, no more pay-per-views. I called this from the beginning. I said pay-per-views will die, and it has finally happened. Paramount buys UFC rights in $7.7 billion 7-year deal in first major move post Skydance merge.
Wonderful, wonderful.
If you have a Paramount Plus subscription, you will be watching all the UFC events. Paramount Plus Premium, $119.99 a year. That's like $10 a month, they say, right? Paramount Plus Essential, $59.99 a year. After trial, that's like $5 a month. $60 a year and you're getting all the pay-per-views? I knew this was going to happen. I absolutely knew it, man. I'm telling you, this pay-per-view motto is just a dying thing. Remember back in the day when there was Napster and everyone was like, oh my God, you could download music for free? This is crazy. And then all the artists were freaking out. Lars Ulrich was trying to sue them. And it was a whole thing. And we're going to beat you, Napster. You're not going to be able to download our music. Well, fast forward to 2025. There is Spotify, YouTube Music, and I haven't bought a CD. What, do CDs exist? The pay-per-view motto is crazy. It was insane to charge people like $90 a month, sometimes twice a month, for a product that most of the time, you know, we're just like, oh, that sucked. That was a waste of money. Now, a lot of you I know haven't paid for an event ever, but now you have a chance to actually buy everything crystal clear, no buffering, by going to Paramount Plus. This is massive. This is game-changing. And to be alive for the Napster thing and now being alive for this, boy, oh boy, we're seeing crazy changes in the way we consume things. Now, there are a lot of questions that we have to address in this video as well, and we will touch on them. Paramount, TKO, UFC, Paramount and TKO announce historic UFC media rights agreement. Paramount to become exclusive home of UFC in the U.S. Paramount and Skydance Corporation and TKO Group Incorporated, a premium sports and entertainment company, today announced a 7-year media rights agreement in which Paramount will become the exclusive home of all UFC events in the U.S. All events. Starting in 2026, we'll exclusively distribute UFC full slate of 13 marquee numbered events and 30 fight nights via its direct-to-consumer streaming platform Paramount Plus, with select number events to be simulcasted on CBS, so regular TV, Paramount's leading broadcast network. 13 marquee numbered events, so that's all the pay-per-views, will be on Paramount Plus, and then 30 fight nights. It says nothing about a couple of other things, and we will address that in a second. And I'm having a feeling that there will be other platforms involved in some other UFC content, so stick around. As a part of the agreement, UFC and Paramount will move away from UFC existing pay-per-view model in favor of making these premium events available at no additional cost to the expansive U.S. subscriber base of Paramount Plus. This shift in distribution strategy will unlock greater accessibility and discoverability for sports fans and provide an important catalyst for driving engagement and further subscriber growth for Paramount Plus. Paramount intends to explore UFC rights outside the U.S. as they become available in the future. So to people outside the U.S., Paramount's looking to expand. I am very curious how this is going to work out outside the U.S. Look at this post here by Happy Punch. The cost of watching every UFC event this year on ESPN versus next year with the current price of Paramount Plus. 2025, $1,160. 2026, you just got to shell out $120. this is not going to last this price. It's going to eventually go up and people are going to go back to, got a link. But right now for 2026, I mean, you pay $120, you're getting the entire thing. I have a feeling the UFC used that whole White House experience that's going to be going down next year. And they're like, hey, you guys might want to shell out some cash, billions of dollars to the UFC so Paramount Plus can have exclusive rights to their content. It is a mind-blowing deal. Okay, Brendan Schaub. You ready for this? He literally clipped this and put this out on social media. Now, I am blocked. I was going to bookmark it so I can show you guys, but he's got me blocked on there. Oh, Papa, how dare you? I thought we were cool.
UFC signs a 7.7 billion. That's with a B, y'all.
Why is he sniffing his finger? What's this? Who? I'm going to talk. Should I do my streams like this from now on? Do I do my content like this? It's like, hello, finger mustache.
7.7 billion broadcast deal with Paramount. Pay-per-view model will
What the fuck? Why is he smelling his finger? Did he finger blast someone before? Like, what the hell?
End in 2026. Because the UFC, when they had a pay-per-view model, were forced to build stars in order to get money based off pay-per-view. They got rid of that model because they're done building stars. Those days are done. It's not good. None of this is good. It's good for Dana. It's good for TKO. It's good for the shareholders. This is all bad for the fighters in every facet. Now you might say, well, they're going to get more exposure being on Paramount Plus and people don't have to pay for it. You're right. But remember, more exposure doesn't mean more money. And now we're here. And they've doubled their revenue. But the fighters are getting paid exactly the fucking same. Okay. Okay.
The amount of stupidity in this 1-minute and 16-second clip is crazy. Now, I said once I met Brendan, and I was like, he's a really nice guy. I'm not going to make any Brendan Schaub content, but dude, I got to talk about this, man. This is crazy. So he is saying that the fighters are going to get screwed from this deal. Okay, I don't know if Brendan Schaub realizes, but the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, all these big sports out there, there's no pay-per-views. These guys are getting paid obnoxious amounts of money. There's no pay-per-views. When you watch the Super Bowl, how much are you paying to watch that Super Bowl? What's the pay-per-view price for that? And these guys are getting abnormal amounts of money. The UFC is a worldwide sport that's literally in its infancy stages. And this guy is saying that the fighters are going to get screwed from this. It's got to be brain damage.
UFC, when they had a pay-per-view model, were forced to build stars in order to get money based off pay-per-view.
Okay, so the pay-per-view motto, the pay-per-view buys and people getting pay-per-view points for those buys, that ship has sailed, man. No one's buying pay-per-views anymore. They have tanked, and fighters are making pennies off of pay-per-view buys because no one's buying it. Nothing changes, man. They're going to be able to get more sponsors, the fighters. They're going to get bigger fan bases. They're going to be able to increase their social media following. Everything is going to increase. Why does this guy think that fighters are going to make less? They're not making shit now. Do you think when people are playing in the Super Bowl, they're saying, oh, man, I wish this was a pay-per-view?
They got rid of that model because they're done building stars.
They're done building stars. No, motherfucker. They're still building them. Have you heard of Ilya Taporia? This guy over here is a rock star right now. This weekend, we got Khamzat Chimaev. Dude's a freaking savage. Who doesn't want to see that guy fight? They're not done building stars, man. They're a business. They're going to keep moving forward. They're going to do what all the other major sports have done, and that's what they're doing right now. They're on a major network. $7.7 billion for 7 years. Could you imagine when that contract's up? They're only going up. In 10, 15 years, these fighters are going to be making crazy numbers, but we're still early in the days of the UFC. What sport 30 years in has done what the UFC has done? Fighter pay is the dumbest conversation ever.
Those days are done. It's not good. None of this is good.
You know it's not good? You're retired. You're not part of this. You're just trying to have a hot take and clip it and put it out there. This take is ridiculous.
It's good for Dana. It's good for TKO. It's good for the shareholders. This is all bad for the fighters.
What about the fans? Not good for the fans? All the fighters are going to benefit from this. Even the top tier fighters. Everyone. I mean, everyone is going to benefit from this. The fans, the fighters, the UFC, the investors, Paramount Plus. It's a win everywhere. This dope is trying to make this not a win.
In every facet. Now you might say, well, they're going to get more exposure being on Paramount Plus and people don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're going to get a lot more exposure.
Right. But remember, more exposure doesn't mean more money.
You idiots! More exposure doesn't mean more money. Your social media goes up. More sponsorships. More fans showing up at your meet and greets.
And now we're here. And they've doubled their revenue. But the fighters are...
They've doubled their revenue. Revenue, not new. Revenue?
They've doubled their revenue. But the fighters are getting paid exactly the fucking same.
Dude thinks he's brilliant right now. Dude thinks he's cooking. All right, so got that off my chest. Couple of things to address. The Contender Series. Where is that going to go? There is no signs of the Contender Series. I love it. We're going to be reacting to it tomorrow on this channel. And if you're watching the replay, Tuesday Night Contender Series, we cover along with all the fight reactions. But the Contender Series, I have a feeling Paramount Plus might not have that. Nothing says where the Contender Series is going to go. Nothing says where Tough is going to go. Nothing says where the road to the UFC is going to go. I have a feeling there are going to be other platforms involved. Dana did say that it's not going to be exclusively on one platform. Even though most of their content is on Paramount Plus and CBS, those other things are going to have a home somewhere else. So ESPN Plus might still be a player when it comes to the Contender Series. I don't know how you feel about that. I would love it to be all in one spot. I have Paramount Plus. I can watch everything, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So I want to know in the comments section down below, how do you feel about all of this? Do you like them going to Paramount Plus? Are you on Bappa's side? Are you fearful of having to have ESPN Plus as well so you can watch the Contender Series or wherever the hell out that's going to live? Do you even care about the Ultimate Fighter these days? I want to know all those things down below.